Mara Sov kicks the shit out of the House of Wolves. It's like Mein Kampf, but for the Hive. A dragon blue balls the entire Destiny community with the number 15. Savathun does a little bit of trolling. Varix betrays us, yes. Using as many pages as humanly possible to explain the birth of the Awoken. A bunch of miscellaneous stories about our boy Cayde. Explaining the story of each of the Scorn Barons so you know who you just massacred prior to reading it. 23 pages of sass featuring the ghosts. A dude called Uldren simps for his sister in Space Alabama. A much-needed explanation of how the hell Seasonal Event Grandma managed to survive the Red War. The story behind everyone's favorite game mode. Zira Ido busts it down sexual style in front of Misrax, and it mellows him out. Oh yeah, and some riffin' stuff, I guess. Mara leading her simp army back into Sol and getting clapped by orcs in the end. Some cowboy sends you letters about philosophy. Seasonal Space Grandma's Cookbook. The Books of Sorrow, Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. An account of the collapse following that one exo everyone's horny for. The leader of the Praxic Order tries to psyop us into spying on the Drifter for her. Ikora's spy network really do be spying. For a book called A Man with No Name, this guy really does go by a lot of names elsewhere in the lore. Shin has us make the sweaty PvP weapon. A book that's just as hard to understand as it is to pronounce. Lore about the Nine that will leave you even more confused. Shin gets us to turn a sweaty PvP weapon into a healy PvE weapon. The story of Gaul and one thick boy with a lot of money. Callus's fanfiction. The light and dark have a really bad breakup in a garden somewhere. Some AI on the moon gets corrupted by the darkness and goes all HAL 9000. A bunch of people dying from the easiest raid boss in Destiny 1. Some messages from that one emo everyone is horny for. There's a bunch of stuff about the collapse and Rasputin, but the real takeaway is that McKegg spliced his muscles with chimps to return to monkey. Nobody expects the Inquisition of the Damned. Trying to make sense of the Destiny 1 vanilla campaign. Saint 14 chases some Warlock ass. Proof that the speakers are just schizos with cool masks. Saint starts the trials back up so that Bungie's lack of proper anti-cheat at the time could be put on full display. Rasputin must have taken a bit too much inspiration from the Bible here. They're just standing around and talking. A book entirely dedicated to an in-world explanation for Bungie taking 70% of the content out of the game. The kid of some exo-engineer who has got hella penguins spread across Europa. That Mara simp who died got revived and now he's called Crow. Eris tries to convince everyone that stasis doesn't need a nerf. Bungie's attempt to give the villain of the week a backstory other than that one time she broke into the old tower. Turns out, Exoclovis is not morally bankrupt like the real one, and he ends up wiping his memory to become Banshee 44. Someone's fanfiction of the darkness winning. A bunch of Elixni smoke Zivu's hive boof and get pissed off. Clovis' speedrun of human rights violations. We ally with the Cabal by absolutely shitting on their land tank. Cayde has daddy issues. A cowboy fights alien zombies in space. Yes, it's as cool as it sounds. Ada has a midlife crisis. The future war cult Exo that smokes 50 packs a day gets hella racist against the Elixni. This book is literally just a formerly genocidal Elixni learning how to weave stuff, and it somehow manages to be one of the greatest lore books of all time. Crow's ghost goes around talking to people about Uldren Sov. Crow learns he used to be Uldren because Savathun did a little bit of trolling again. Rolk's daddy issues cause him to commit genocide via sun explosion. The Cabal fuck around and find out with Saladin, which leads to his promotion to Valis. The Hidden take a whole 8 reports to gain the common sense that Savathun's Altar of Sorrows shouldn't be trusted. Savathun is messing with us again by sending fake correspondences from our allies and friends. those hive ghosts really do be misled. Explaining why Saladin was being such a hard-ass for the past few years. And that'll be the end of the video. As always, my Patreon will be in the description below if you want to support this channel and help keep it ad-free. With that being said, I'll see you next time, scholars. Keep studying.